If we pay millions of dollars to illegal immigrants, in your professional judgment, will we get more illegal immigration or less illegal immigration?
I do not think that it would be a pull factor.
Senator Ted Cruz pressing the head of DHS yesterday on the Hill about potential payments to migrant families separated at the border would encourage more illegal crossings. Out of Austin, Texas, the land commissioner and candidate for Texas AG, George P. Bush, joins us now live in studio. Nice to see you in person.
Good morning.
Morning to you. What kind of attention is the potential for a payment getting back in Texas?
Well, people are upset and irate because the Biden administration, along with Secretary Mayorkas, continue to chip away at law and order and our way of life in the state of Texas. And we feel like this is political retribution or some way to try to build political sympathies in the Hispanic community. But I'm here to tell you that it's resulted in Republicans turning overnight along border areas because they're sick and tired of taking these migrant caravans every single month. And with close to 2 million apprehensions estimated this year, we need an administration that's going to actually do their job and have a sense of urgency to enforce federal immigration law.
It's stunning. They just don't.
Yeah, I don't think we get a sense as a country outside of Texas what the impact has been on these border towns. And you have this Texas Democrat who crossed lines just this week. What are they up against?
So Ryan Guillen is a good friend in the State House. He comes over to the Republican Party. President Trump carried 5 State House district seats that are held by Democrats. So we suspect more Democrats will come out of the Republican Party because of border security, because of Second Amendment rights. But in border towns, I talk to Democrat county sheriffs, county judges every single day, and they tell me they've never been more embarrassed by their president than they have right now because they are left behind. So going back to the Haitian migrant caravan crisis in Del Rio, the county judge there is a Democrat, but yet this administration fails to reimburse him for the costs that he absorbed, which destroys these small county balance sheets recovering dead bodies or hosting people in hospitals and schools, and it's totally lawless. And
well, if it was happening, like if it was happening in Massachusetts, for example, they would not be this callous about it. And it doesn't make sense politically for them. Jason Riley has this piece saying that the border crisis has President Biden's presidency on the edge. When voters give a president an evenly divided Senate and a razor-thin House majority, they have not given him license to ram through a mass amnesty or to make broad changes to U.S. immigration policy on a party line vote. And then there's also this, important to Texas as well, which is anti-energy policies. If you take a look at this list of all the things that happened on day one, of course, starting with canceling Keystone, heating and oil gas leases on federal land. Of course, you couldn't go up to Alaska, the Nord Stream 2, and rejoining Paris Climate Agreement. And that's leading directly to higher gas prices, higher heating costs. So you take those two issues, immigration and energy, and could you see more Democrats voting for Republicans in 2022?
Absolutely. We're already seeing that in, say, New Jersey, Virginia, and I think there's going to be a huge backlash and a huge tidal wave for Republican causes, not only throughout the country, but
because have people lost jobs in Texas over the energy piece?
Absolutely. That's why I'm in the courthouse in Wyoming, in your home state, with the Western Petroleum Alliance on the freeze on hydraulic fracturing in federal lands. And there's an estimate now that in Texas, according to the Oil and Gas Association, that we will lose over 200,000 oil and gas jobs because of the harmful policies of this administration. And yet we're begging OPEC and some of our enemies, say Russia, to produce more when we can be producing it here and creating hard-working blue-collar jobs for Americans.
You're running to be AG. You're running up against Ken Paxton during the primary. We'll see how that goes. It's March of next year. Is that right?
It is.
Why do you believe this administration has been so cavalier about the issue of immigration? We're now getting a number that we could have 2 million apprehensions in 1 year.
Well, I think this is an anti-Texas thing. President Biden has never been to Texas. Kamala Harris, when she came to El Paso...
Never been at all?
Not that I'm aware of. I think we looked it up in 40 years of public service. He's never been to the border. And so when you look at Kamala Harris's trip, she spent more time in the air than actually visiting the wall and talking with honorable Border Patrol officials. And so I think this is a political game. It's retribution against the state of Texas because we refuse to stand for these policies. And then you have Beto announcing...
Yeah, but I was going to ask you, Beto O'Rourke, does he have a chance this time?
Well, that dog don't hunt in Texas when you talk about taking away guns, tearing down border wall, and defunding the police, which he's on record for saying.
Listen, thanks for coming in today. We'll
Good to see you.
the race and see what happens. George P. Bush, thank you.